Hi there. I just wanted to take a few minutes to review your paper with you. It is obvious in your writing that you chose to talk about Florence Nightingale, and you seem to be off to a great start. I just wanted to provide you with some insight and walk you through some changes that we can make. When you open the document that I have sent you, it will look much like it does here. I just wanted to familiarize yourself with the layout. You will see words highlighted in pink with comments over in the right-hand margin. I might not speak specifically to each of the highlighted areas during this review, so please take the time to read the comments. To get started, I just want to point out a few things. Looks like you wrote Florence's name twice here, so I have taken the opportunity to cross out the second Florence, indicating that it should be removed. You might also consider removing the letter A, unless you were trying to say something more along the lines of Florence Nightingale was a well-educated woman, and then ending that with a period and restarting a new sentence. Right here, just be careful of simple spelling errors. There's no space between the E and the S in females. Keep an eye out for grammatical errors. Twice in the first paragraph, I was able to find words that should probably be hyphenated, well-educated and well-known. You might also consider looking at past tense. Make sure you're using past tense when you're talking about Florence, because she's no longer here with us on Earth, and she's a historical figure. Here in this sentence, I also offered a different play on words. That's not to say that you must change it, but revising it might give you a little more depth to your sentence. You might consider saying, during her time, she was well known for her role in providing care for the injured soldier, etc. Again, you might also consider rewording the sentence so that it flows a little easier for the reader. You can see over here my suggestions. You can use the abbreviation ST in your sentence. Just make sure that it's followed by a period. Otherwise, you should probably spell it out. I do appreciate that you are using references in your paper. Just be sure to follow up with your APA requirements for in-text citations. I'm not going to go into detail, but there are plenty of online resources such as Purdue OWL that you can use to help you. Here, I might just use Florence's first name just to remind the readers who they're talking about. Here, you've used the words squalid and filthy, both which are synonyms that virtually mean the same thing, so you might consider omitting one of the words. I do think this is a great sentence. However, just make sure that you're rewording it to indicate that the lamps were a sign of caring and comfort, and that they often meant the difference between life and death for past soldiers. Here's just a simple spelling error. The last two sentences here speak about the lamp and about pinning ceremonies. So you might be better off just combining the two sentences or rephrasing them so that they don't seem too repetitive. Again, here is a simple spelling error. I think you meant to say where instead of were. Simple errors like this can be prevented if you just read the paper out loud. By reading your paper out loud, you might catch some of these simple spelling and grammatical errors. And you might also read a sentence and realize that it truly does not reflect what you meant for it to say. Then you can go ahead and revise it. You might want to take a look at the structure of this sentence here also. Add or change a word to make the sentence flow a little better. You might consider adding a prefix to the word required. Right here, you used a comma, which indicates a pause between parts of a sentence. If you read the sentence out loud as you have it written, you'll notice that the reader really doesn't need to pause after reading the word cap. Go ahead and try reading it out loud and see if you agree with me here. This sentence is just a little bit confusing to me. I'm sorry, the sentence that we were just talking about here is a little confusing to me. You might want to rearrange the sentence or just choose a different word besides the word helped, maybe. It might make more sense to the reader and change the context of the sentence. I think the content in this paragraph, this sentence right here is great, but you might consider revising it so that it doesn't sound like a run-on sentence. Maybe break up the sentences into two, or apply a semicolon right here after the word dedication. And then again here within the last few paragraphs, make sure you're keeping an eye out for past tense and sentence structure. Be sure to follow the APA guidelines for spacing. Right here you have a big gap. It looks like you might be able to delete a space or two. And then also make sure your font is at a size 12. Overall, I think you have a great start to your paper, and I hope that you've found my suggestions helpful. Please let me know if I can be of any more help to you, and I look forward to seeing your revised copy.